Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Shanae Show. I've been saying for quite a few years now that I need to get back into anime. I thought that a great kind of transition back into it would be Cowboy Bebop, which is an anime that I've loved for quite a few years, but I can't quite remember the ending. And that's either because I watched the ending and forgot about it because I didn't like it, or I didn't watch the ending. I personally am really bad with endings of TV shows and anime, just because I never really like endings, even if they're good. But with Cowboy Bebop specifically, I can't quite remember the end of it. And as I said, it could either be that I didn't watch it or because I watched it and then forgot about it. So I've been rewatching Cowboy Bebop to figure out what point exactly I remembered and then where exactly I didn't quite remember. I remembered the first 4 episodes vividly because those were the episodes I would watch the most, but after episode 4 was a little bit hazy, and as I was continuing, I was remembering quite a bit of it. I for sure know that I watched through episode 16, which is Black Dog Serenade, and after that, starting with episode 17 is where I don't remember as well. I'm currently on episode 20, which is Pierre LeFou, and we'll see where this goes. I hadn't recorded any while watching reactions. I hesitate to call them live reactions because I'm posting this weeks after the fact, weeks after I finished it. I hesitated recording my reactions for that first section of the anime because I was remembering a lot and I wasn't necessarily reacting as I would if I were watching it for the first time. But now that I'm remembering less, and I'm pretty sure this is a section that either I have watched and I forgot or I haven't watched, I might try to start recording a little bit more. But at this point, it's more so if I remember to record and remember to start recording. So we'll see how this all goes. Okay, I am not entirely sure what I called this episode, but episode 20 is Pierrot. I might have said Pierre LeFou, but it's Pierrot LeFou, episode 20. And the beginning of this episode is very old video game animation. I can't really describe it very well aside from saying that it's very old video game animation style. The beginning part of this episode is really kind of weirding me out. A lot of these episodes are weird, I will give it that. But I think that's why I've always enjoyed Cowboy Bebop. Okay, so first off, I am getting Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde vibes from the beginning of this episode. I don't know if that was intentional, and I don't think that's the point of this episode. Again, if I've watched this episode, I have no recollection of it. When we're first introduced to one of the characters, the psychopathic serial killer, as the episode description describes him, this character, and this image specifically, reminds me very much of the character Drosselmeyer from Princess Tutu. You can't tell me that that image that I just showed you from Cowboy Bebop doesn't remind you of this character from Princess Tutu, Drosselmeyer. I can't describe it very well, but it's giving me that vibe. A side note, I've always kind of wanted to cosplay as Ed, but there's also a part of me now, while I'm watching this, that wants to cosplay as a gender bent Spike, as a female Spike. I have a top that will work. I would just need like a blue jacket and then blue pants. I'm so tempted to do it. Okay, so we're learning the backstory of Tong Fu, or Pierrot LeFou, and this one scene where after they're like, oh, we're gonna keep him in quarantine, he's not gonna get out, we're canceling this experiment, you have his 2 guards handcuffed to him, which I'm questioning, why are they handcuffed to him? Him being handcuffed, yes, but why are the guards handcuffed to him? What was the point of that? I'm about to start episode 21, which is Boogie Woogie Feng Shui, and the past couple of episodes up until this point have left me feeling unsatisfied with how they ended, and I think a large part of it for me is that there's been so much going on within the episodes themselves. I don't know how to describe the endings of the episodes, but it's almost like Whiplash a little bit, where it's like you have so much going on within the episodes themselves, and then all of a sudden it's like nothing's going on at the end and before the credits. Yeah, you need to wrap up the episode to move on to the next one, but it's almost like there isn't a wind down before you get the credits. I think that's kind of how I need to describe it for me personally, where there's so much going on in these last couple of episodes, specifically episodes 17 through 20. There's so much going on in a lot of these episodes that there needs to be that wind down period before the credits. That's not something that I'm getting from these episodes. It's almost like a very soft Whiplash, where it's not fully whiplashing me, but it's still kind of there there where it's like we had all this stuff going on during the episode, and then all of a sudden for the last minute or two before the credits start, it's like absolutely nothing is going on, which in a way is nice, but at the same time it's like I would appreciate a minute or two of winding down before the credits. That's just me though. I am at episode 24, Hard Luck Woman. I have 3 more episodes, including this one, before I finish up Cowboy Bebop. Even though I'm so close to the end, at the same time, I'm so close to just giving up and not finishing this. I have not been remembering a whole lot about these past couple of episodes, starting around episode 23, which was Brain Scratch with the religious cult. And I don't remember this one too much either. This one is about Faye trying to figure out a bit more about her past through a video that they got. And that video had a message from a young Faye. She's trying to figure out more about her past and who she was to try to figure out who she currently is. But like, I really want to finish this because I want to be able to be like, okay, this is what my thoughts are on the whole anime and what my thoughts were for the last little bit. But at the same time, I'm so close to not finishing it and just giving up on it. And I don't really have a good reason as to why. I think part of it is that I'm so close to the finish line that I'm like, okay, I'm done with this. But at the same time, I do want to finish up the anime and give my thoughts on the overall thing. So I'm gonna try to push through as much as I can. Okay, I do not like the way episode 24 ended. After all this time, like after practically a full season of them coming together, it's like, no, they're not allowed to separate. No. I'm about to start episode 25, which is The Real Folk Blues, part 1. And then once I get part 2 of this finished, I'll be done with the anime. So I'm almost done with episode 25, The Real Folk Blues, part 1. Slight spoilers. If you haven't watched Cowboy Bebop or haven't watched all the way to the end, there'll be a banner up on the screen and it'll disappear once I'm done talking about the spoilers. Vicious was about to be executed because he attempted a coup against the Red Dragon Syndicate and it failed. Apparently it failed. He was about to be executed and the syndicate was going after all previous members to kill them to make sure that it wouldn't happen again because they didn't know who had connections with Vicious and who didn't. So they were just going to kill all previous members of the syndicate, which includes Spike and Julia. Right now they're going after Spike. They went after Julia, failed. Vicious was about to be executed, but then he escaped. And I feel like I would be more upset about that if this was my first time watching the anime, or if like I wasn't feeling so nonchalant about the ending. It's not that I don't care about the ending, it's just that I'm not caring about the ending. I'm like in the middle. I'm neutral about the ending is the best way I can put it because I don't necessarily have any negative feelings about it so far, but I'm not necessarily feeling great about it. We'll see how I feel after episode 26, which is the final episode, and The Real Folk Blues part 2. I have finally finished Cowboy Bebop and here are my overall thoughts of it. Again, I still can't place whether or not I finished it a while back, years ago, and just didn't remember the ending, or if I didn't finish it. I kind of have the feeling that I might not have finished it, but we're not gonna talk about that. Kind of like what I was saying earlier, I'm feeling a bit neutral on the ending. I definitely feel like it could have been better, but at the same time it could have been worse. I don't know if I'll watch the ending again because, as I said, I usually watch endings once and then never watch them again. This time I'll remember the ending, but I'm not gonna watch it again. I feel like this is still gonna be one of my favorite animes, excluding the ending, just because of how fun it is for the most part, except for the ending, of course, and any episodes with Vicious. And I'm really excited to get back into anime again. Hopefully for the next anime that I watch, I'll have a bit more as watching reactions. So we'll go from there. Every time I do my outro little spiel, I keep wanting to say episode. Thank you all for watching and stay tuned for my next video.